I hope I don't scare any. I hope I don't scare the woman. Sometimes I feel like the men they're describing is like me, so I feel like I'm like the elephant in the room.
Ethan, there is a very good reason why you are in this group together.
Yeah.
And I think it's providential because it actually gives all of you the same perspective. And that's the reason why, sometimes I feel like doing groups just from women and I realize that each time there is, even if it's only one man in the group,
Right.
it's actually so beneficial for both men and women. So for these women to see, for example, that that actually this kind of attitude is not necessarily coming from an evil inclination,
Right.
but actually it's coming from insecurity or for the need to protect your family or to actually because you are in a position where you need to protect. So if yourself you have insecurities, then it's a very stressful position to hold.
Yeah. Right.
And women have no clue about that because they are not in this position where they have to be the protector. So they don't know how much pressure.
Right.
And so it's very important for them to realize that.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm glad to be hopefully helping people.
Definitely, your presence is definitely helping them.
Yeah. But they're also helping me too because I'm seeing like the woman's perspective. Like when I hear their stories, especially like
You
so when
also
she
hear
talks about her family, it
Yeah.
reminds me of me. Like when she talks about her father and brother, like I'm like, oh my God, that's exactly probably how my wife is. I know my wife is feeling like that,
Yeah.
But like, so I understand her like pain, but also I understand. So it's interesting dynamic, So,
Absolutely. It is the same fear because you have the fear to lose control when you have the fear of being controlled.
right.
And it's very likely that your wife has the same fear.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to see my wife feeling that way, but because she's such like a powerful woman in the sense
Yes.
that
How do you see her? Do you see her as someone afraid or you see her as someone powerful?
I see her as like wanting to break through barriers, like she doesn't want to deal with any, like I see her like as a strong woman.
If you didn't know that she had the fear of being controlled, you would think, oh my God, this woman, she would never let anyone control her. She's completely strong. She's total. But actually,
Yeah.
what motivates the whole thing, what motivates the whole thing is her underlying fear of being controlled.
You want to know the truth? I think like, I mean, I hope this, I'm just saying this from a good place. I think for her, I think she just needs like a very submissive like man, and I think she would do well, like because there are a lot of men that want that type of woman,
I'm going to use this opportunity. That's an amazing opportunity because you bring that up. And of course, you're in a process of shifting your fear of losing control.
Yeah.
And so now you're talking from that place. You're talking from the place of the guy that's still afraid of losing control. And that's why you see her as someone who would do well with a submissive husband. But if yourself, you actually transmute your fear of losing control, you will not see it the same way.
Okay.
You will not see it in the same way because from your balanced place, from your balanced space, you will be able to see that her strong reactions are only the consequence, the compensation for her fear. The same way that you have strong reactions because you are afraid, the same way her showing up as that, something very strong, it's only a compensation for her fear to be weak and finally being controlled.
Right.
So both of you now are not in a balanced place. And so whatever reaction you're having, it's not your real you. It's a you operating from a place of fear.
See.
So when you will recover the real you, you will definitely be able to handle any type of relationship with any character.
Okay.
Why? Because even if a woman is very strong, if you are in your power and you're not afraid of losing control, this woman, she will step into her feminine mode and she will be very happy to be there.
Okay.
Right now, she's not happy to be there. Your wife is not happy to be there because you are not in your masculine power. So it looks that you are in your masculine power because you are reacting in an aggressive way, in a controlling way. But actually, that's not what being in your masculine power means. Your masculine power is when you feel very safe from within, strong from within, to the point that you do not need to exert control in such a way. And to give you an example of what it could look like, imagine yourself as being a bear or a lion. Okay, in its natural environment. Okay, does the lion need to threaten, or the bear, do they need to threaten, remind everybody about their power and how everybody should react and act in their presence? No, because their self-confidence emanates so far that everybody knows who they're dealing with and what's doable and what's doable in their presence. Right? So they don't need to argue. They are serene and at peace with their inner power, and that shows. The lion sleeps all day long.
Right.
Why? He's not threatened that another animal is going to come and attack? No. He could care less. Why? Because he's not threatened. He's completely, fully in his power.
Interesting. Okay.
So the lioness, is she strong, the lioness? See, she's strong as well. But she loves to be close to the lion. Because the lion, with his full embodied inner strength, and give her the permission to be in her feminine power.
Okay.
Whenever she needs to go and look for food or defend her children, beware.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to mess up with her. Even the lion doesn't want to mess up with her. But on a regular basis, she's happy to just lie down next to the lion, do her thing. She's not threatened by the lion, and the lion is not threatened by her. So it all comes from embodying your inner power. And when you're there, then you don't need, and when a woman is there, she doesn't need a submissive husband. When you're there, you don't need a submissive wife. Right now, there is a reaction, there is fire between you two, because you two are operating from that place of fear. The thing is that to have a reaction, you always need to be two. Okay? If you have a resonance with this wound, then you are two playing on that thing. So if she's overreacting as well, it means that she does not understand that you are entering in resonance with this wound. So she's taking literally what you are trying to enforce on her. And of course, she will rebel against it because she doesn't understand that from your side. It's not coming from a place of, I actually want to control you. It's coming from a place of, I'm doing this because I'm in charge of the security of my family, and this is the only way I know to do that.
Right. I think that's what it is, yeah.
Now you have the possibility to shift
Right.
and stay in the marriage from a place of harmony.
Okay.
And then you will not see her at all in the same way that you see her today. Because you are not, both of you are not the real you in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't met yet. Your wounds met. Your
Right.
wounds met. But
Right.
the real version of you haven't met yet. What you're hating in her, it's not her. You're hating the reflection that she gives you, of the weakness that you despise within you, of the powerlessness that you despise within you, because she's able to see it.
Okay.
And she's witnessing it. And it's what you are hating is the reflection that she gives you of your own inner power that is disconnected from you. The moment you will finish shifting this, you will not hate her anymore. The maximum, you will become neutral towards her. But as long as there is hate, you know that there is a reaction of something that's happening within.
So I think in theory I really understand it. Like I'm open to that. I understand it. I accept that. But practically speaking, maybe I can give you an example, and you could show me and you could tell me how that like this practical example, how it represents itself in the theory that you described. After dinner, she was very stressed out because the kids didn't clean the table, and like she's like, "What's going on? Why is everyone like?" She's like yelling, like, "Why is everyone going away?" Okay, she's right. Like maybe but the kids are young, 10, 8, whatever. Understand that, right? But it angered me. It angered me that she's getting so angry over this situation. Like to me, it's like, how could you be so angry? Like, how could you? We just had dinner. The kids are trying to have fun. Just loosen up a little bit. Like, why is she so tense? Like in my head, I'm thinking. Then I try to like shift and all the like try to stay calm, but then like it got to a point where she's like constantly like nonstop like a machine gun, like what's going on? Come clean it. And then she's telling me like, why don't you do this, this, that? Like she's like bombarding me with like criticism, this, that, why don't you? So to me, like I get so angry, I don't even want to help. Like I get even worse. Like if she asked me nicely, I would do it. Like, okay, can you help, please? I would do it. But because the way she did it, I got even more angry, and the hatred started bottling up.
Yeah.
So my question is, how does what you're describing in this situation?
Yeah. So as you can see, she has the same fear as you. To decode that now. What did she got angry at? She got angry that she was trying to recover the order in her house, and no one was listening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what does it say? The fact that she got so obsessive about it, what does it say? It says that there is something at stake there that is way, way, way more important than just cleaning the table.
Okay.
What's playing in the background for her? What's playing in the background for her is the powerlessness of losing control.
Okay.
She doesn't have the control over something that she wants to control. She wants her house to be ordered. She doesn't want chaos. Exact same as you. And no one is listening to her. So she feels powerless. And now she's turning to you to get the support that she's expecting for you as a chief of the family to actually maintain the order. But you, in this situation, you don't understand where she's coming from. And so you feel accused just as if you were a kid.
Yeah, I do. Yes, I do feel like that.
Voila. And then now you're in the kids team, and now she's completely losing it. Because
exactly.
it's a confirmation that you are both playing the same game. What's the underlying fear is the fear of losing control. So, same for her as for you. If you are shifting the fear of losing control, what will happen? It's that you are not going to get so triggered by such small things. And you got angry because it reminded you of your own fear of losing control. So her anger had actually awakened yours that is already there. And because it's the same anger, it's the same frequency, so it's like she's igniting the fire. Okay? Now, if there is no spark there, if there is no spark there because you don't have a similar frequency, she cannot ignite a fire. If she didn't have the same wound, you would tell her, honey, I know that you're probably very tired from the whole day of preparing. Don't stress out. It's okay. We're going to do it. I'm going to help you. You would be able to say that.
Okay.
Because you would translate her overwhelmed sensation as I reached my limit and now I'm playing from my survival mode. You know, everybody has a certain limit of how much they are able to handle things. And when this limit is reached, because they don't have any more energy, they reach the capacity of how much energy they have available for the day. When they reach that limit, they go to survival mode, and then whatever happened after that, it's only playing from the fear place, from all those wounds. You understand? So when you go to survival mode, you are not the same person anymore, and then you lose it very quickly for any simple things, for any small thing.
Okay.
So if you're not animated by the same fear at this point, you are able to see that, oh, my wife, she has reached her limit now. She's probably very tired, so she went on survival mode. You are able to recognize this, and then you don't pay attention to what she says anymore. You just pay attention to bring the help that is required. Just exactly.
Sometimes I feel like, but sometimes I understand what you're saying, and I'm pretty good at like understanding that, but not everyone can sense that right away, right? Some people will actually battle that situation.
Yeah. So
you know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying. That's why, in general, you have some keys. One of the key is I overreact. I know that I enter in resonance with this situation. So that's a key. The moment you are overreacting and she's overreacting, you know that you are playing from a place of fear, woundedness or tiredness, whatever is there. You are not dealing with the real person. You're dealing with these layers that are on top. Okay? So that should be your red flag. If you see that, you see that you're overreacting to something, that should be a red flag.
Okay, because if I'm overreacting.
Yes, if you are in a balanced place, you're not overreacting. Even if someone acts in a hysterical way, you're not overreacting. Unless you're very tired yourself, and then your limit to accept people's emotions, then at this moment is limited. But if it's something that you will overreact generally, in any time, in any time of kind of circumstance, it's not because you're tired, it's because you are really resonating with this pattern.